Some disappearances happen in forests, oceans, and cities. And then some happen in places where no one should ever vanish. Inside a home. Inside a sanctuary. Inside, the one place meant to protect you. But sometimes, the danger is already inside, waiting quietly. And while the night stays calm, something breathes in the same air you trust. As the silence deepens, the house remembers what you do not. This is the story of a man who did not disappear, but his safety did. Inside the place he believed was sacred. If you follow stories like this, quiet and unsettling, you are in the right place. Stay close and subscribe. We upload twice a week. The next mystery arrives soon. Let's get into this fascinating story. In 2003, in Japan, a man named Yoneji Inoue lived alone, and he lived quietly, following routines that felt safe. As he moved through his days, the silence felt familiar, but then solitude began to shift. And while he trusted the quiet, something hid inside it. For months, he felt something was wrong. Not loud, not dramatic, just wrong. A whisper in the room. A disturbance in the air. A feeling that refused to leave. It began with food disappearing, and then objects moved, small at first. Lights he turned off were on again. Doors he closed were open again. As he walked through the hallway, the air felt different, and while he tried to rest, the room shifted around him. He blamed age, he blamed stress, he blamed memory, because when the enemy is invisible, the mind becomes the suspect. He wondered if he was losing control. He wondered if he was losing clarity. But then he realized he was not losing anything. Something was being taken. Fear does not always scream. Sometimes it whispers, and while it hides, it grows. Sometimes it sits in the corner of a room. Sometimes it waits behind a door. Sometimes it watches from the ceiling. As he moved through his home, he felt watched. He felt followed. He felt not alone. But then fear without evidence becomes confusion. Confusion becomes doubt. And doubt becomes silence. He carried it alone. And heaven remembers the fear, that silence. So one night, he decided to place a camera in his home. Not to catch a thief, not to expose a secret, but to calm his mind. And then he pressed record and left the house. Hours passed. As the house stayed silent, something moved inside it. When he returned, he checked the footage. And what he discovered was impossible. A woman, a stranger, climbing down from the ceiling. Slow and careful. And then she moved like she belonged there. As she stepped into the room, she walked with confidence. She had memorized every corner of his home. She had lived there for months. She lived in the attic, hidden above him, sleeping inches from his head, breathing in the same air, listening to his footsteps. And while he left the house, she walked freely. She ate his food. She drank his water. She lived as a shadow inside his sanctuary. A year. Unseen, unheard, uninvited. She was not a ghost. She was not a spirit. She was a human shadow, and she had been there the entire time. The world remembers the shock, the headlines, the footage, the fear. But then, heaven remembers something deeper. As he lived through those nights, he felt watched. As he woke in those mornings, he felt confused. He carried quiet suffering alone. Some dangers hide in forests. Some hide in cities. And some hide in the ceiling above your bed. Not every silence is empty. Not every home is safe. Not every shadow is yours. And then the closest danger becomes the one you never hear. This is not a teaching. This is a cinematic exploration, a story, a moment, a mystery that invites reflection, not doctrine. And if you want more stories like this, stay close. Stay tuned for more unsettling truths. The next mystery arrives soon. Subscribe to uncover what hides in the shadows.